Seven hatte keinen Führerschein. Ace hatten sie auf Ding.
Aber du weißt, was ich meine, oder?
Jumpy konnte genauso wenig fahren. Clover kann es auch nicht. Und Snake ist blind.
Naja, sie kann auch sagen, okay, hier jetzt rechts rum, so noch ein Stück, noch ein Stück, noch ein Stück. Gut, wir sind da.
Eventually it took Clover and her companions to SOIS headquarters. We decided involving the police would only complicate things. After some questioning, it was determined that the people who had instigated this particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious appearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. Und Lotus hat keine Lust zu fahren gehabt.
Ja, aber trotzdem, du weißt es nicht.
Warte. Clover und 4 weitere. Ace, Junpei, Seven, Snake, Lotus. Das sind 5 weitere. Oder haben wir Ace währenddessen aus dem Wagen geworfen? Haben wir nicht, weil ich weiß, dass wir mitge...
Ich stell mir das gerade vor, die machen hinten auf und einer bloß so mit dem Fuß.
Hä? Ich meine, der 9. Mann war tot.
Das wissen wir, der hätte
Santa und Akane sind geflohen. Der Captain wurde umgebracht. Der Captain.
Ja, okay.
Der mit dem Nummer 0. Seven war da. Junpei war da. Snake war da. Ace war gefesselt im Kofferraum. Oder neben Junpei. Lotus war da. Und Clover ist gefahren. Das heißt, es sind 5 Leute und nicht 4. Clover und 4 Leute hat sie gesagt. What? There was also a 6th person. Ja. Ja. Jetzt hat. They weren't writing it in per se. A middle-aged man who I just call H for now. Hondo. Had been bound and placed in the trunk. According to the other 4, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. Gentaru Hongo. Gentaru Hongo. We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player on the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. More specifically, I suppose H was a member of Free the Soul and very committed to their cause. So why he'd kidnapped all those children? Apparently he had been part of an experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called the morphogenetic field. I don't imagine you've ever heard of it before, so I'll try and give you a quick rundown. Simply put, these people can access a sort of field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consciousness of certain other people. To be honest, it might be simpler to just call it telepathy. The SOIS had heard of this particular ability before and had actually used it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness that power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip was about the Myrmidons crossed my deck. This time it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My bosses decided that we needed more agents to deal with a threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she had been a test subject in H experiment, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. Wäre aber ein Problem, wenn sie nicht der... Wobei, sie hat ja Snake auch mitgenommen, so hätte ich gesagt. Es wäre ein Problem, wenn sie... wenn sie der Empfänger wäre und nicht der Sender.
Tja,
Aber sie haben ja Snake auch mitgenommen.
so.
Sie haben ja die Paare mitgenommen. Die Geschwister. After several months of training, she was sent on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration and investigation of a Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hoped that our investigation might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts. At last, I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I wouldn't let the chance pass me by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. The whole operation was a trap. The lab was fake and Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All of the conspirators who had pretended to be researchers and the like had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until at last in the basement I found her. She had been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. It was my father. He looked as if he'd just been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned that he died from ruptured organs and internal bleeding. They had beaten him to death. As soon as Clover had been captured, a myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave him alone and tell her masters at the SOIS to do likewise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was and who my father was. That was why they killed him. Perhaps they thought they were sending a message to me. Or that once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. They were very, very wrong. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had at least been able to save her. Sometime later I received a call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. There in the morgue was my father, cold and pale on a steel table. I could barely stand to look at him, but the coroner insisted. On his arm were the 2 rows of numbers compromised for 8 and 9s. It took me a moment to recognize my father's handwriting. He had carved them into his own skin. On his chest was another message, but they were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice. I broke down crying right there in the morgue. They were the first tears I'd shed since the operation had started, and there was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness, not for the monsters who put my father through this. They destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. That night I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. I didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written were latitude and longitude. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was the mother lode we'd been looking for, the headquarters of the Myrmidons. I think my father must have known how things would turn out. Knowing he was going to die, he'd written the direction to our enemy fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste this opportunity with recklessness. This time our operation would succeed. This time I wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any of my other agents in danger. So we took our time, we gathered information, we did our research, and we planned. Finally, we were ready.
That's what she said.
December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold. But then, on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation was scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared. So you inhaled that gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AB room.
Yes. Well, there it is. Everything that's happened with the Myrmidons and me. I left a few of the details out, of course, but you get the idea.
Yeah, thanks. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
We should go back.
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
Which is?
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs, and based off the code we found, it's pretty clear that the person is a Myrmidon.
Yes.
Right? And I agree that we need to figure out who they are.
What do you propose we do?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
Well, if I could decrypt that code, it might tell us something, but...
How can we do
I
that?
told you, we need a key. Without that, it's pointless.
What's a
A
key?
key is a key. It allows you to sort of unlock a code. The Myrmidons usually use this huge string of numbers as a key.
Wait, a long string of numbers? Could that be... 78153610988380942419905551.
What the hell?
I almost as surprised as she was. The numbers had just kind of appeared in my mind, and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me incredulously and I stared back.
Wait. Can you say that again?
Nummern?
That's 198,449,351 to the third power.
What?
That number you just told me. Prime factor decomposition on that number gets you 198,449,351 to the third power.
You're talking about reducing take it to a series of prime numbers that you multiply together to get it, right? Like if you have 30, then you'd get 2 times 3 times 5, right?
Exactly. You probably learned that in junior high, right?
So it's saying that 198449351 is a prime. And if you multiply it by itself 3 times, you'd get blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Sometimes you just did all of that in your head.
I did do all of that in my head. Simple mental arithmetic.
What? No way! That's
I
impossible!
told you, I'm better at math than most people.
That's not better at math!
Look at you. You just recited a huge string of numbers. That seems pretty astounding too.
Ich habe ein Gedächtnis von 2 Seiten!
That's what she said.
Where did you find that number anyway?
I didn't know what to say. What would I tell her? That it just came to me?
Can't tell me, huh? Fine. I'm pretty sure that's the key to the code, though. I know the Myrmidons use prime factors for their keys. And there aren't a lot of 25-digit numbers that turn out to be the third power of a prime number. I think there's a very good chance that number you memorized was specifically created by someone.
Could you explain it with small
Well,
words?
look at the prime factors of your number. 198,449,351 to the third power. I think that's our hint for cracking the code. You still don't get it? Try to remember the code we saw in the infirmary. What did it say on the monitor?
I think the first row was CQ
In the second row?
I think. Then it just repeat.
Wow, you've got a pretty impressive memory. We could really use someone like you back at the...
Well, keep going. How do we decode it?
You use 198,449,351 to point you to the right letters.
How do we do that?
Well, the first number is 1, so take the first letter. The next number is 9, so go 9 letters over from the first one. Then 8 from that one. Just keep going until you get something. Make sense?
I don't know what she said in my head. The prime number Alice had given me was 198449351. So what would we get if we picked out letters like she explained? The first letter would be C from the top left. Then you have the 9 to the right, which would give you C O. Then 8 more to the right. Eventually we'd get a word. And that word was... Code sheet won't be displayed when you input the answer, so it would be wise to solve it now.
That's what she said.
Remember the keys. So, der erste ist C. Dann hat er gesagt 0. Haben wir. So, der C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. Dann 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 3 ist T. 1, 2, 3, 4. Completed. Tatsache. I did it! Completed! That's it, that's the answer!
Completed? Are you sure?
Yeah! I did exactly what you told me to do and the word I got is completed. Well, actually it's completed. The code and the letters repeat every 2 lines. It just repeats.
Well, I can't remember the code like you can, but if you're certain, I believe you.
I'm definitely certain. Warum gehen wir nicht einfach zurück in die Infirmary und lassen Sigma die Zahl nochmal aufsagen, während Alice den Code löst?
All right then. I wonder what completed is supposed to mean, though.
What? Aside from the obvious, you mean? I'm guessing here it means mission completed. Complete. So that's what the transmitter was for.
Huh? What are you talking about? What transmitter?
I barely even heard her. Suddenly my mind was full of memory that hadn't been there a moment before. It was like a wave had washed away the sand, revealing a bed of precious gems underneath. Warum war da eine tote Luna? Die haben wir noch nicht.
Ich sag nur, der war Glitch, als wir dann nur das Ende gemacht haben. Und keine Sau wusste, was...
Im Prinzip ist es eigentlich kein Bug, weil der hätte dich rausgeworfen, wenn du das nicht gewusst hättest. Aber weil wir ja gewusst haben,
Ja, aber dann-
ging er davon aus, dass wir schon die anderen Endings gemacht haben.
Aber auch keine...
Ja.
Soll dir vorher schon Nein sagen?
Holy Brother, Holy Master, my sacred mission is at last complete. With these two hands, mankind is saved. I am your will made flesh. In your name, I give thanks.
Damn it! Why hadn't I realized it before? I could remember a series of numbers, but not this? At least I remember it now. Dio was a member of the Myrmidons. And not just any member, he was their leader! That meant he had to be the one who planted the bombs.
Hey, are you listening to me?
Yeah,
Then answer my question. What the hell was that? What's this about a transmitter?
I didn't trust myself to try and explain it to her. More than likely she'd just think I was insane. Even I could barely make sense of the sudden influx of new information.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of the Myrmidons.
If I was, do you really think I'd reveal myself like this? Out of nowhere, Clover appeared.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Really?
We're all down in the Floor B warehouse. Well, all of us but Luna and Quark.
Why?
We've still got 45 minutes until the white doors open.
I know that.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. I thought UK and Quark didn't know about the white doors.
Miochi told us about them. He said he'd show us where they were. So we all followed him down to the Floor B warehouse.
I'm assuming you left Quark with Luna?
Yeah. Anyway, when we showed up, Phi and Kay were already there. Well,
So?
all of a sudden, Phi, Tenmyoji, and Dio all started yelling at each other.
What?
Why? Did something happen?
Oh, according to Clover, the last AB game had been the cause of their fight. Even though Tenmyoji only had one BP, Phi had chosen Betray. They started to fight, and since Dio had pressed Betray on behalf of his team, eventually he got dragged in too.
That seems odd. Phi only had one BP too. Her choice seems like a perfectly valid defensive move.
Ugh, just come with me. Kay's trying to calm them down, but there's only one of him.
Okay, come on Alice, let's go.
Coming.
All four of them were still there when we arrived. They seemed to have calmed down a bit, but the tension in the air was almost visible. I felt like I'd stepped into a room full of flammable gas. Even the smallest spark could turn the whole place into a raging inferno. Even Kay, usually so calm and collected, was standing ramrod straight with his hand balled into a fist at his side. I looked at Alice, pursed my lips, and then headed over to the angry knot of people occupying most of the room. Clover told me what's going on. This whole thing is stupid. You need to knock it off.
Stupid? What about this is stupid? We're talking about my life, you self-righteous dick.
I know, but yelling at each other isn't going to solve your problem. The best thing for us to do right now is to trust each other and get through this. Wouldn't you agree?
Hard to trust someone who tried to kill me.
Same to you. I told you letting Dio vote was a stupid idea. What did you think he was gonna do? You might as well have pressed the button yourself.
I couldn't just leave Quark alone.
That's no excuse. And where do you get off telling me I shouldn't have picked Betray? Did you even think that through? What? I was supposed to pick Ally? If I'd done that, I'd be dead right now.
I could say the same thing to you. Damn good thing Dio didn't choose Ally.
Please, that's enough from both of you. Sigma's right. This isn't the time to be bickering with each other.
Oh, you don't get to talk. You tried to betray Clover and escape on your own.
Perhaps. But I think that's better than nearly killing someone.
Well, Well, I only did it so that she wouldn't kill Tenmyoji.
Ah! God damn it! Enough already! I roared with fury and my voice echoed and bounded off the walls of the warehouse. Everyone fell silent. I didn't know how long that silence would last, so I decided to put it all on the table. There was only one way I was going to be able to take control of the situation. Guys, listen to me. We really don't have time for this. I was met with a number of glares, but I soldiered on. See, the thing is, I figured out who planted the bombs.
What? Is this what you were talking about earlier?
Sort of, yeah. I know which one of you is it.
Well, spit it out then.
Please, explain what's going on here.
I don't think I need to. They're going to admit their guilt in just a few minutes.
What?
You're all going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Or I guess I should say Dio's mouth.
What are you on? You think I set those bombs?
Yes, I do.
Hey, if you're gonna accuse me, you better have some pretty damn good evidence, pal.
I'm not accusing you. I'm just stating a fact.
Oh yeah? Where the hell did you get that fact?
Fun as it was, I knew taunting alone wouldn't be enough to make Dio confess. He just played dumb. He was good at it, and I'd get nothing. That meant I was going to have to trick him. Well, you see, I'm actually from Free the Soul.
Free the Soul? What's that? Some kind of hippie shoe company?
Don't play dumb, Dio. Or should I call you left? Brother ordered me to come here, to keep an eye on you. It was quick, but for just a moment I saw his eyes twitch. I leapt on that moment of weakness like a hungry dog on a steak. Fine. Skepticism is understandable, admirable even. But perhaps this will convince you. I pressed forward, pulling out every fact I could remember. I told Dio about Brother's background and how his younger brother Left had been murdered. I mentioned how casually that the Myrmidons were all clones of a single person. So, still not convinced? How about this? Blah, 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 blah. Do a little prime factor, take complete decision on that, and you get weitere Nummern to third power. If I'm not who I say I am, how on earth could I possibly know that?
No, that's not possible.
Finally. So, let's start our, shall we? I was sent here to watch your every move. It seems our wise and noble brother doesn't trust you. He suspects betrayal.
No! You're lying!
I assure you I'm not. But if you don't believe me, why don't you go outside and call him yourself with your transmitter?
No! No! You have to be lying! Brother trusts me! That's why he chose me for this mission! Why would he make me the leader of the Myrmidons if he...
Huh. Sorry, what was that?
Said! Why would he have made me the leader of the Myrmidons if...
I grinned.
Wait. What the hell? Are you fucking kidding me?
Sorry, Dio. I've never even seen Brother.
What the hell was all that? How did you know all those things?
Dunno? Maybe I was divinely inspired.
Oh, give me that shit!
What's going on?
What are these Myrmidons?
Dio and I stared at one another while Clover and Tenmyoji quickly explained to Fi and Kay about the memory card and the number 2 bomb and about the code we found that was from a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons.
So you mean to say someone from the Myrmidons planted the bombs?
And Dio pretty much just admitted to doing it?
Bastards. I'll never forgive you.
I heard a low, furious muttering behind me and turned to see Alice, her lips pulled back into a snarl.
I am going
To kill you!
Nice! Her voice rose to a scream as she charged toward Dio. He ducked out of the way smoothly and pulled something from his pocket.
Whoa there. I like my women a little feisty. But you're taking it a little too far, sweetheart. Tone it down.
What?
You see this? You know what it is, don't you?
Oh my god. Is that the detonator?
Exactly. And I assume you know what happens if I press this button?
Yes. I think I do. I'm guessing it'll set off both of the bombs.
Well, I wouldn't say both.
You mean there's still a number 1 bomb we haven't found?
Correct. And there's one more, too.
No. There are 4 bombs?
Exactly. I've planted 4 bombs. They're the ones numbered 1, 2, and 3, but there's also one more. Bomb number 0. Add all that up and you're looking at about 4 tons of explosive power. Those go off, and it's all over. That's enough oomph to turn this whole place into a smoking crater.
Aren't you forgetting something?
That'd kill you too.
So, I'm ready for that. I've got spares.
Spares? Is that what Sigma was talking about?
Yeah. Clones.
I heard Alice whisper something to Clover.
Let's go, Clover. Show him all that training wasn't for nothing.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Right.
Before I had the chance to ask them what was going on, they moved.
Die, you bastard! Yeah!
She roared and leapt toward Dio, Clover following just behind. Alice threw a punch at Dio's face, and as he dodged, Clover spun out from behind her. Dio grunted and turned to focus on Alice, but Clover darted in and snatched the detonator from his hand.
Clover, get him!
Right! Sigma, catch!
Huh? Before I could respond, Clover had thrown a detonator at me. I scrambled to grab it out of the air and held it to my chest.
Damn it! Stop! Let me go! Still let go of me, you asshole!
Yelling didn't do him any good, and Dio found himself subdued by the skillful teamwork of Alice and Clover. Strangely though, once they had a hold of him, he stopped struggling. I was reminded of a gazelle with its neck in the mouth of a lion. Had he surrendered, or did he have some trick up his sleeve? It didn't feel right. I didn't have to wait long for misgiving to prove true. The detonator in my hand suddenly began to flash. What?
Ha! Serves you right.
What are you laughing at?
You! Her! All of you! God, you're stupid.
What? Why?
See that detonator you threw to Sigma? You activated it. If it gets more than a meter away from me, it sets itself off. We figured someone might try to take it away, so we put in a little safeguard. Since you two were kind enough to take it away from me, the bombs have gone from remote control to countdown timer. Go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Won't make any difference now. The bombs are gonna go off no matter what.
How long do we have?
About 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Oh no.
My condolences.
What can we do to stop them?
I told you that already. First, we need the device that allows us to input information. Then we plug it into each bomb and enter the codes.
Hey Alice, who the hell are you? How do you know all this?
None of your damn business. Just tell me where the input device is.
Well, that's none of your damn business. Fuck! Stop! You're gonna break it!
Of course. That's the plan.
Please, stop!
Just tell me what I want to know.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's in my coat. The right-hand pocket.
Clover, check it out.
Right.
She's nodded and started digging through his pockets. After a few minutes,
It's no use. There's nothing here.
she turned into silver.
Did you lie to me?
No, I swear, keep looking.
Oh, wait. There is something in here.
Clover pulled her hand from his pocket and held it out. Is it a pill? Like a medicine?
Hey, what is this?
Huh? I can't see it. Bring it over here.
Clover frowned and moved closer to Dio, holding the pill out towards him. Aber was Dio mit dieser Pille macht, sehen wir es in der nächsten Episode. Darf ich mal...
Oh, warte.
Hast du dir jetzt auch wirklich dieses hässliche Magatama geholt?
Ja. Mal schauen wir, ob
Wirklich?
die eventuell...
Mit diesem hässlichen Gesicht. Und wir sehen uns dann das nächste Mal. Bis dann, Leute. Ciao.